You may not. Jesus, you're going to need more than 30 seconds. Sit down.
Our points to go along with our presentation.
I don't have time for a PowerPoint. I have a jury in the box. Let's come up here and have your hearing. We're here on today?
Judge, we're here on a plea and abatement. The defendants filed a plea and abatement.
Show notice of hearing for that, Mariah.
It was a motion to transfer venue and
I see the motion to transfer venue. Where was the plea and abatement?
they were filed in the same document.
When was the notice?
We did the e-hearing and then we selected the document.
Okay,
Where
let's move forward. After I do this, Abby, are you ready? This time, the court's going to call cause number 2025-63758, Abel's Construction versus Palmer. Would the parties please state their appearances for the record?
Stacey Augustine on behalf of the defendants, Cloudponics US LLC, Cloudponics Woodlands LLC, and Cedric Palmer.
Jessica Cromar here on behalf of the plaintiff.
Greg Dyken on behalf of the same defendants as Ms. Augustine.
We're in our plea and abatement. You tell me.
Yes, Judge.
Tell me what's going on.
Yes, there was a lawsuit that was filed in Jefferson County involving the same parties 2 months before the lawsuit filed in Harris County. And if I could give the judge, the court a little bit of background about this case, so you can have an understanding of how the two cases overlap. Cloudponics is a cannabis business that is operating in the state of Texas. Cedric Palmer is the managing member of Cloudponics. And he has 100% sole authority to act on behalf of the company. One of the other defendants who has not made an appearance in this case, Richard Birnbaum, was Mr. Palmer's former partner. Abel's Construction Services provided some construction services to certain Cloudponics locations, and its sole managing member is an individual by the name of Jose Saldana. Mr. Saldana has a business partner, and his name is Josh Navarro. And Mr. Saldana entered into 2 partnership agreements with Cloudponics to invest in 2 Cloudponics locations, one in Katy and one on 6th Street in Austin. And those partnership agreements were back in 2023. And those agreements provided that Mr. Saldana—
Tell me why you need to go to Jefferson County.
Well, the case involving those partnership agreements was filed in June of last year in Jefferson County. And then Mr. Saldana's company, Abel's Construction, filed a lawsuit 2 months later in Harris County for construction services provided to Cloudponics involving some of those same locations and in addition to several other Cloudponics locations. And just to provide the court with just a small bit of background, in May of 2024, a joint venture agreement was entered into between Cloudponics and another company owned by Mr. Saldana and his business partner, which acted on behalf of its affiliates in the construction industry, which is Abel's Construction, the plaintiff in the Harris County case. And in that joint venture agreement, Mr. Saldana and his business partner agreed to waive the construction costs that they are claiming in Harris County in exchange for additional investment opportunities with Cloudponics. And following that agreement, Mr. Saldana, he was given 100% control over the 2 stores that he invested in. He only had 50% net profit and he did not have 100% control. And after that agreement was entered into, he was given 100% control and he was given 100% net profit. And in addition to that, Mr. Saldana and Mr. Navarro were given 2 additional Cloudponics stores, one in Lucky Ranch and one North Point. And that was after that agreement was entered into. And that agreement provided that they would waive construction costs in exchange for investment opportunities, which were given to them after that agreement was entered into. So in June of last year, Mr. Saldana filed a lawsuit in Jefferson County where he sued Cloudponics, Cedric Palmer, and Richard Birnbaum, the same defendants in the Harris County case, claiming that he lost his investment in those two stores. Abel's Construction, 2 months later, filed a lawsuit in Harris County against Cloud Ponics, Cedric Palmer, and Richard Birnbaum, as well as several other defendants that are Cloud Ponic entities, which were never formed, so they're not valid entities. But we have the same 3 defendants in both of the cases. In addition to that, Judge, we have,
Are the claims different?
Yes, Your Honor, very different.
the claims are different, Judge, but our
So
defenses,
your issue is the parties are the same.
well, the parties are the same, our defenses are the same, the stores are the same. We have the joint venture agreement, which intertwines these 2 allegations. We have a waiving of the construction costs in exchange for these investment opportunities that he's complaining about in Jefferson County. So it's our position that the construction costs were waived when they were given these investment opportunities.
May I respond, Your Honor?
You may.
I've got a handout for you. There's a copy. This first page, the first side of it is a demonstrative to show how different the parties and claims are in the 2 cases. This first chart shows the parties. As you can see, Cloud Ponics Woodlands, one of the parties represented by the defendant's attorneys in this case, is not a party in the other case. And as you can see, there's about 20 other non-parties in that Jefferson County case that are parties and defendants in this case. And the plaintiffs are different. Ms. Augustine gave you this whole story about modifications to that agreement, 100% ownership. Those 2 agreements explicitly say that amendments can only be made in writing signed by both parties, and there's no evidence of that. It's just testimony from Mr. Palmer. They haven't introduced any of that. We did discovery in this lawsuit, and none of that was provided. So it's a red herring. And even if it was true, it's completely irrelevant to this lawsuit.
Seem to be that overlapping to me.
Well, we have the same
You want to
parties.
go to Jefferson County because you want Jefferson County jury.
No, I mean, Judge, we're the defendants in the case.
No?
They're
Okay.
the plaintiffs. We haven't filed either one of these cases. They filed this case
Lien abatement
first.
is denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We filed a proposed order, but I have one here if you want.
Take it.
Jeff, you could briefly respond
You
about.
may not.
Well-
This hearing is done.
She's asking for a sanction.
Deputy, remove her from my bench now.
All right, let's get Lenny Leday with Mr. LeBlanc.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No, you may not. This hearing is over. Jesus Christ, these people today. Step away. You're about to be cuffed.